Nick, well done today. Your first match after you're coming back, how does it feel? Talk us about the match.
Yeah, obviously a lot of nerves, a lot of pressure. Obviously my situation a week ago, contracting COVID, it wasn't easy. Obviously hearing the news that I was positive, I knew what that was going to lead to, the week of quarantine, and not having the ideal preparation, not getting the physio, not getting the treatment. But I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased with the way I responded. It was a pretty flawless match on my, everything I could control, like serving, attitude, all the non-negotiables. I did great. And Liam, obviously qualifies, tough competitor. Obviously, I've had pretty good success against lefties at Grand Slams. I've only ever lost to Rafa at a Grand Slam. That's a left-hander. So I was pretty confident my game style was going to match up well, but it was just good to be back out there.
Thank you. We'll start with the questions in the room. Just a kind reminder, before your questions, please tell us your name and publication. Thank you. Please.
Nick, Joe Barton from The Telegraph. Mate, it looked like you had a bit of fun out there tonight. Have you ever seen the People's Court quite like it was tonight?
Oh, yeah. I think that's something that I've kind of created on that court, and they know what to expect. I think first game against Team last year when I broke, the court went into an absolute berserk state. So I think from the get-go, I know that I've got the crowd in the palm of my hand, and at any time I can use that to, spark a moment or spark some energy. Or, obviously Liam's a great player, but his experience, on that court in that situation when the crowd's going nuts, he has never experienced that before. Hence the reason why on break points I'm trying to get the crowd up, get him to feel the pressure a little bit more. But I think that's the excitement of the people. They haven't seen much sport. They haven't been able to do much the last couple of years. So the fact that they're out, able to see some of the best players in the world come out, they're just excited to do things again. So I could definitely feel that they were really ready to just, get behind someone or something.
Nick, Tanya from Joy.
Sorry. Please wait for my instructions. Yeah. Next one, please.
He's the boss. He's the boss.
Sorry. Can I go?
Yeah.
Yep. There seemed to be a fair bit of booing going on out there, and it was actually happening during Andy Murray's match.
No, I wasn't getting booed. That's not getting booed.
No, I didn't think they were actually booing you, but I just
No, they actually weren't saying boo, though.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask. Do you know what?
Yeah, it's just a stupid, I can't believe they did it so much. It was just, they were doing some Ronaldo thing. Ronaldo does it every time he scores.
Yeah.
And it's just I thought they were going to do it for 10 minutes. They did it for 2.5 hours. Yeah. Every point. I don't know why, but I don't know. There's a zoo out there.
Mr. Kyrgios, over the night you become quite popular in Serbia because you supported Djokovic.
Yeah.
Dusan Lajovic even called you Nick the Serb with a big smile. What do you think about your new fan base in Serbia?
It's great. Obviously, me and Novak have had some, differences in the past. But whether it was Novak or someone else, I would have done the same thing. I didn't do it because he was Serbian. If it was another player in that scenario, I would have, stood up for what I think was right. I think, it was just coincidentally it was Novak, and it was quite a story. But we got a bit of a bromance going on now, so I'm not going to complain.
Okay,
I think I'm going to ask him to play double somewhere.
Next question, Ben.
Hey, Nick, you love playing on Cain, obviously. You're playing Medvedev next, who is the highest ranked guy in the tournament. They're very unlikely normally to put him out on Cain. Would like to see that match on your court or on his court, basically?
Obviously either way, it's going to be a hell of an experience for me. You got probably the best player in the world at the moment. So I'm pretty excited. I'm excited for that moment. That's why I play the game. And I feel like those matches still excite me, to go out there and play the best in the world. That was always something that I wanted to prove to people that someone like me could do and win those matches. I'm not going to go into it with a lot of expectation. I'm going to go out there, have some fun, play my game. I have a pretty set in stone game plan of what I need to do to have success. But as I said, he's probably the best player in the world. He does everything extremely well. He's a hard worker, ticks all the boxes. So I'm not going to think about that now. But, to play it on Hisense would be, not Hisense, Cain would be, I'm just going to call it the Kyrgios court. would be fun.
Okay, we will move online.
He's got one more question over there.
Let's go online first. Natalie, you can unmute yourself now.
Thanks for that. It's actually Tom Stein here from 60 Minutes. Nick, you're never afraid to speak your mind on the big issues in the sport. I'm wondering how concerned you are about the situation with Peng Shuai in China.
I mean, yeah, that's obviously something's obviously not right there. You know, while that was happening, I was dealing with a lot of things on my plate that, you know, everyone's got their own baggage and things that I was dealing with. But look, I honestly don't know too much about it. You know, I didn't get told enough. Obviously, I was very aware what was going on. But I'm not even too sure what the situation is at the moment. But obviously, if that's still something that's ongoing, it needs to be found out, and kind of, I guess, we need more awareness about it. We can't forget about it. We have to use our platforms as athletes, and I think that was, you know, I think we're obligated to do that. You know, we're obligated to speak up and, you know, get to the root of what's happening and why it's happening. So I really don't know. I don't know much about it, to be honest. Like, I don't know what else we can do, to be honest.
Thank you. Last question from Howard. You can unmute yourself.
Hi, Nick. Wanted to ask you two quick things. One is whether having COVID left any after effects for you at all, or do you feel 100% health-wise in that regard? And then just looking ahead to playing Daniil again, when you play a guy that you've played in the past and maybe had success against, how much do you build off those past matches, or do you try to say, you know what, this is a new day, a new match, we both might be different than we were when we played in the past?
Well, there's no doubt that he's probably double the player that he was, you know, before when I played him. But, you know, I obviously know, you know, those past experiences I've had against him, and I've had success against him in the past. I know the kind of game style and the way I need to play. Like, he knows how I'm going to play, I think, and I know how he's going to play. So it's going to be a very, you know, contrast in styles. But as I said, I'm not going to think about that match now. You know, I'm going to go back, have some dinner with my team, you know, not take little moments like that for granted. I love just going back to my Airbnb, enjoying some time with them. And then tomorrow I've got some doubles, and I'm just going to go with the flow. Like, I don't plan, and I don't really, to be honest, I don't really care, like, at the moment. You know, when I cross that bridge of playing Daniil, when I walk out there, that's when I'll deal with that. But yeah, COVID for me hit me pretty hard. Like, I was, you know, training 5 hours a day, feeling extraordinary, and then it hit me, and I was bedridden, couldn't really breathe well, coughing. You know, I was pretty bad. Like, for someone that you'd assume, you know, in the peak of his physicality, I got hit pretty bad. And anyone that's been through it, I hope honestly for the best, because yeah, obviously physically I don't feel 100%, like, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. Like, everyone's dealing with that at the moment. The whole world's dealing with it. So I'm just going to take it day by day.